All right, let's bring in Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, who gave one heck of a Republican rebuttal last evening. And I texted her. The best part about my texting you, Governor, is that you texted me right back, which was terrific stuff. I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm going to be as partisan or impartisan. I don't care what you say, but you gave a great talk. You just did. So congratulations. That's point number one. Point number two, I want to get to the tax thing in a minute because you've signed this great flat tax, and Biden wants to raise taxes and you're cutting them. But you know what? I was struck by, in your rebuttal last night, your emphasis on parents, parenting in schools, and the issue of families, you know, the family as the nuclear part of our society, and how the government can't run roughshod over the families. I thought that was great stuff, Governor Reynolds.
Thank you. Well, those are issues that matter to Iowans and to Americans, and that's what I hear about when I travel the state. And I tried to point that out in the response last night. And that's what we did in Iowa, and that's what Republican governors and Republican leaders are doing all across this state. We said no to mandates. We actually listened to the science and said that kids need to be in the classroom, and parents will decide if their child should be masked or not. It was the start of a pro-parent, pro-family revolution, I think, that's happening across this country. One thing that COVID did do was really gave parents a front row view into what was happening in their child's education. And let me tell you, they did not like what they were seeing. And you have parents who are engaged, who are stepping up, paying attention. And we said parents mattered before the pandemic, and we certainly have followed through with that throughout the pandemic, and we believe that's the right direction, and it's the path we're going to continue to follow.
Yeah, well, I think you're really onto something there, and I think Mr. Biden has a tin ear on that and some other things as well. The other thing, though, about the border. Now, President Biden last night I think he gave 6 words, we're going to solve the border. But as you noted, the open border has been a catastrophe. They repealed all of the Trump restrictions that were working, actually. And we got to get back to that. Ukraine is Ukraine, and it's a very big deal on the world stage. But our southern border is also important.
Well, it's part of him demonstrating weakness on the world stage. And whether it's open borders, whether it's Afghanistan, North Korea, who's doing additional missile trials, all of that makes a difference. And you see Putin and you see Xi seeing an opportunity to step in there and fill that leadership vacuum. It's ridiculous what he said last night. It was like it was a one-liner to throw something out of there. The rhetoric doesn't match the action that we've seen over the last year. He's not even been to the border. The vice president hasn't even been to the border. He hasn't done anything to stop the human trafficking that's coming across that border. He masked forcing a vaccine on Americans that want to go to work and Americans that have stood up to protect this country, yet illegal immigrants crossing our border, he said that they don't need to. We have sent resources down to the border to support Arizona and Texas, when he has done nothing, hasn't even abided by what the Supreme Court said with the return in Mexico policy. So, you know, it was a one-liner, something to throw out there. It's the same thing. They've all of a sudden discovered science with COVID. They recognize now that, you know, law enforcement does matter in our cities to keep our communities and our citizens safe. And, oh, by the way, maybe we need to do something at the border. But it's not science. It's not listening to Americans. They are looking at the plummeting poll numbers, and they are panicking. And that's why you're seeing this sudden change of heart. And I'm telling you, we say, welcome to the game. That's where we've been at for the last year and a half. And we've proven over and over that you can do it safely and responsibly. We have the path that we need to take. The Trump administration had that in tow with the border. All he would have to do was put those policies back in place. And we can start to reverse some of the things that are happening in this country.
Time is always short, Governor, but I don't want to let go. You know, you've moved to a 3.9% flat tax. This is your 3rd tax cut as the governor of Iowa. And it's just so interesting to me, ma'am. Here's Biden wanting to raise taxes, okay, how that helps the economy, I'll never understand. And you and so many other Republican governors are cutting taxes. There's like a right way and a wrong way. I don't want to pass judgment on our president. He's the only president we have. I'll just say, in my opinion, you're in the right way zone.
Yeah. Well, ask Americans, and they'll tell you they're tired of paying more at the pumps and at the grocery store. He is just spending trillions that's sending inflation soaring, and Republican governors, and in Iowa, we're cutting taxes. I am so excited. Starting next year, we'll no longer tax retirement pension. We're, as you indicated, getting to a 3.9 flat tax. We're not done, Larry. We're going to continue to reduce taxes, help Iowans keep more of their hard-earned money. We're going to do it in a safe and responsible manner so we can honor our commitments. But most importantly, help Iowans keep more of their money and make us more competitive with other Republican states that are also know that this is the way to grow our economy, to help Iowans to build prosperity in every single corner of our state.
Well, okay, so I'm going to end it. You ended it last night, and I've been saying this for years. Iowa nice. I actually met the guy who wrote the song Iowa Nice. It was I forget which one, but I was out there for the caucuses. Iowa nice. Governor Kim Reynolds, thank you, ma'am. Terrific stuff.
Thanks, Larry. Good to talk to you.